Do you run a little hot?
Yeah.
I noticed a small bead of sweat eroding from your perfectly placed nipples. Is that blood or is that sweat?
This is sweat.
Damn, you're fucking
If we're gonna talk
sick
about your
fuck,
physique, your
dude.
skin looks incredible.
My skin is fucking great.
I thought you were 31.
I want to hear about six pack.
What do you want to know?
How do you eat a lot? You're a big dude. How do you get six pack? Because you always say.
Can I give some context to this question? There's a reason he's asking this.
I remember this.
Before my first boxing match, I bet my dad $100,000 that he couldn't get a six pack by the time I was in the boxing match.
Didn't you call me?
I didn't know you then.
And
You were still Brian Johnson.
Took the bet,
I had 78 days.
which is plenty of time to get a six pack. But I've never seen it with a six pack or like any like real definition in his stomach, and so I felt like genetically he was up against the wall. And so you were working hard. You were doing a lot of abs, and then when it started to come down to the wire and there weren't really any like abdominal muscles protruding, he was eating one egg a day.
One egg, that's what he was doing.
One egg a day.
For like the last 3 days, I had one egg in 3 days. But other people were like, no, you got it.
Are you an Instagram model?
Logan's like, no way. But here's the thing. I fucked up. What I should have done, being in LA, I should have just went to like Beauty Lounge Med Spa and just said, hey, suck all my stomach
Fat
out.
out,
Give me
yeah.
the six pack.
100%.
Because I would have won the bet because Logan didn't put any restrictions on it.
This
But
is not what a
morally-
real man does.
Morally and ethically, I'm like, no, I'm not doing
Get
it.
him,
you
get
know?
him, Liver King.
So I did. I was
Sounds like the couch man to me.
I was at 210 before we started the challenge. And the day I weighed in, the 78 days later, I was at 178. And people were like, dude, what's wrong? Are you sick? I looked thin.
Yeah.
I felt thin.
He lost 32 pounds trying to
I
get
had
100K.
a tight stomach.
just in his head.
But I still had the layer of skin over me. And the guys from Beauty Lounge are like, dude, that layer of skin, it's going to take you, like, at your age, it's going to take you 8 to 10 months to
All that's
tighten up.
bullshit. All of it's bullshit. Let me tell you what it is, because people ask this
me
question. They want to know what ab exercises to do to get a six pack. You know, and I really just want to fucking laugh because this is the wrong question, right? It's if you start living all 9 ancestral tenets, what this has to do with is shaping your highest and your most dominant form. It's optimizing all of your hormones so that you can epigenetically express this fucking guy with a 6 or 8 pack, right? Because if you get a shitty night's sleep, and most people don't know, but you do, it cuts your testosterone in half. Did you know this?
I didn't know. And I have insomnia.
If you're eating like shit, it's the same thing. You eat like shit, it's the same thing. If you move like shit and don't lift heavy shit, it's the same thing. You needed to be lifting heavy shit. You needed to be squatting. You needed to do heavy fucking farmer's carries. You need to do deadlifts, things that are gonna brace the fuck out of your core, because this is like wanting big biceps and doing isolation curls, right? Like this is not how you do it. What you wanna do is optimize your hormonal response, build as much fucking abs density as you can, and then while at the same time making sure that all that adipose tissue, you did a good job losing the fat, but all 9 ancestral tenets shape the way that we look, feel, and function, and they optimize our hormone profile. And it was just 50 years ago, we had double the testosterone that we have today. Do you know this? Just 50 years ago. What do you think it was 100 years ago, 10,000 years ago? There's a lot of evidence to support this. So what I always say is go earn that shit. Start with liver, do all 9 ancestral tenets, because if you have your cell phone next to your dick and balls, if you're not shielding right, do you think you're optimizing your testosterone? This is no place to keep your... And so what I try and tell people, listen, I know you're not going to do all 40 or 50 or 100 things you can to shield, but what you can do is take your phone out of your fucking pocket, put that shit in airplane mode when you sleep, right? Are you using your Wi-Fi when you're sleeping? Put that shit on a timer, right? Put that shit on a timer.
Wait, why is that? Because this was actually the first video I saw of yours was your bedroom setup where you had the bags. What are the bags called that they keep the
Faraday
bags?
bag.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also
We got Faraday curtains.
Yeah.
Our floors are grounded, connected to the earth. We have shielding paint so that this is a pristine sleep environment that's probably as similar as to a fucking cave that you can get. And you don't even know what a good night sleeps is like.
Is it blackout curtains?
It's not completely blacked out, and we probably wouldn't have had completely blacked out environment in our past. But it's free of all blue lights. We don't have there's no electrical signature in our room. And again, you don't know how good sleep can be until you have this kind of environment. And then you realize how fucked up it is when you go anywhere else and you can't replicate that kind of environment. So what was your question?
What does the removing the electrical?
Oh, I'll answer that for you. Yeah. So you got to remember this: like we're electrical beings. We're physio-electrical beings. Like if your electrolytes aren't right, you die. right? It requires electricity to run your synapses, right? And the ground, the earth, has a slightly negative charge. Our early ancestors were connected to the earth 24/7, 365. But because of the advent of rubber-soled shoes, elevated beds, cars, and houses, when is the last time y'all were connected? You primals were connected.
A while ago. Just Instagram, man. That's it. That's all I got. No feet on the ground.
So this is the thing, you know, that we were always connected to a slightly negative charge. And now we have all these different frequencies that are interrupting cell signaling in our body. And you got to remember this, every cell has a voltage gated calcium channel. Every cell is electrical in nature. And so here's the thing, cells signal to each other to form tissue. The tissue forms organs. The organs form our fucking system, our human being, right? And it's all physioelectrical. And again, we've been connected to the earth since the inception of our time. We just recently invented modern day fucking things. We've recently disconnected from that. I'm not fucking selling anything here, right? I'm selling the idea, but you got to remember, 9 of these ancestral tenets are free, right? And just pretend that there's no science behind this, right? Why don't you just hedge a little bit? Because I'll tell you what you do. If you put your bare feet on the goddamn fucking ground, if you hold the hand of somebody that you love and you're walking in the sunset, do you know what that does to your parasympathetic state? The way that's going to relax you. And when you're relaxed and you're bonding, these are 2 of the ancestral tenets. When you have that kind of bond, you're in a beta oxidation state. You're burning fat for fuel, right? When you're stressed out and you have a scarcity mindset, if you're not doing that and you're stressed out, you're burning sugar for fuel. You're not burning fat for fuel. All 9 ancestral tenets shape the way that we look, feel, and function. So you had to be doing some hardcore heavy, I'm gonna brace my goddamn fucking core. You need to be doing squats and deadlifts and some heavy fucking farmer's carries. You try carrying a 100-pound dumbbell with one hand, a unilateral carry, that's gonna rip you the fuck up. But then there's no amount of building those muscles that's gonna reveal themselves if you don't get rid of the fat. So all 9 ancestral tenets, right? People ask, so what ab exercises should I do to build my abs? And this, again, is the funniest thing. I just start laughing. I'm like, let me tell you.
Tractor pulls.
What's that?
Tractor pulls. Like walking with a fucking
Tractor
sled.
pulls will
Sled
fucking
pulls,
work.
whatever, yeah.